Okay. So today we'll discuss this Otto cycle. So basically this Otto cycle, as you can see here, this Otto cycle is introduced by a German scientist called A.N. Otto, right? A.N. Otto in year 1876, right? So this cycle is directly implemented on any petrol engine or any gas engine, right? So this gas engine as well as this petrol engine totally works on this Otto cycle, right? In Otto, with the help of this Otto cycle, this petrol engine works as well as this gas engine, right? And at same time, this cycle is called as constant volume cycle, right? Constant volume. So as you can see, 0.322 this is constant volume, and at same time 0.124 this is also constant volume. So heat rejection and heat addition both takes place at constant volume, so that's why we call this as a constant volume cycle. Okay, I will explain you this part. Okay, right. So here, this is the PV diagram of this Otto cycle PV diagram, and this side it is the TS diagram. This side it is TS diagram of the Otto cycle, TS diagram. So PV diagram is the pressure volume diagram, and the TS is the temperature entropy diagram. T temperature, S stands for entropy, right? So this is very important, one of the important topic which will be asked in your external, frequently it is been asked, right? So in Otto cycle we are mainly dealing with the uh, how actually this Otto cycle works, right? So that we are going to we try to understand how actually this Otto cycle works and what are the processes it is having, right? After that we will go with uh, one important derivation, that is efficiency of the Otto cycle, right? So we'll derive a small, there is one small derivation is there, so we will go with that derivation. So that derivation is efficiency of the Otto cycle. Later on there is one more derivation that we call it as mean effective pressure of Otto cycle. Mean effective pressure of a Otto cycle. So see here, for upcoming cycles, either it may be a Otto cycle or it may be diesel cycle or dual cycle. So for all the cycles you have to derive an expression for efficiency of that particular cycle, right? And you have to derive an expression for mean effective pressure of that particular cycle. ये दो डेरिवेशन तो हर एक साइकिल को करना है. पहला कौन सा डेरिवेशन करना है? एफिशिएंसी इक्वेशन. अगर वो कार्नोट साइकिल है तो कार्नोट साइकिल का एफिशिएंसी, उसके बाद में ऑटो साइकिल है तो ऑटो साइकिल का एफिशिएंसी, उसके बाद में डीजल साइकिल है तो डीजल साइकिल का एफिशिएंसी डिराइव करना है. उसके बाद में यू हैव टू डिराइव दिस एफिशिएंसी फॉर ड्यूअल साइकिल, right? There is one more cycle that we call it dual cycle. So for all the 4 cycles or 5 cycles you have to derive the expression for efficiency, that is thermal efficiency of of that required cycle. It may be either Otto cycle, Carnot cycle, diesel cycle or dual cycle. Okay, so this is the first derivation. उसके बाद में और एक derivation आता है. So what is that derivation? Mean effective pressure of, right? Mean effective pressure. Again you have to derive 4 derivations, right? What are those? Mean effective pressure of Otto cycle, mean effective pressure of diesel cycle, and mean effective pressure of dual cycle, and mean effective pressure of Stirling cycle. There is one more cycle, that is Stirling cycle for your syllabus. So these are the total 8 derivations you are having, right? Almost similar, those derivations are almost similar. अगर एक या दो मालूम हो गया तो बाकी के सब मालूम हो जाएंगे. Okay, it is not that hard, you can easily do that. Okay, so today we will discuss the processes in a Otto cycle, how this so as you can see in the PV diagram, what are those processes we will discuss. Later on we will discuss how to generate the efficiency equation for Otto cycle, and if possible we will also derive an expression for mean effective pressure of Otto cycle, right? तो जितना हो सकता है उतना हम जल्दी जल्दी we try to derive all these important derivations. Okay, so now coming to this PV diagram. So as you can see the PV diagram is there. So here PV diagram you can see this point number 1, right? Point number one. What is this point one number one? Point number one represents that cylinder is full of air with volume V1 and pressure P1 and absolute temperature T1, right? As you can see, so I think all of you have gone through this four-stroke petrol engine. Hello, four-stroke petrol engine के link भेजा था मैं आप लोगों को. Have you gone through that part? So this is the 1 to 2 represents compression process and 3 to 4 represent expansion process. Okay. Okay. If you have not gone through that, then I will post one more link. एक बार देख लो, समझ में आ जाएगा. I will post one more link of this auto cycle, right? So that you can easily understand you that part. Okay. So here what happens, this 1 to 2, this point 1 represents, what is this point 1? It represents that the cylinder is full of air, as you can see here, this part. So this is the piston cylinder arrangement, as you can see. And at point 1, you can see the position of the piston. It is at extreme bottom dead center, right? So the position of the piston here, you can see it is bottom dead center, right? So as the piston is at bottom dead center, so from here to here, it is the total volume of the cylinder, right? From here to here, that is clearance volume plus shaft volume. So up to point number 1. Okay. So that's why this point number 1 represents the cylinder is full of air with volume V1, pressure P1, and at that particular point P1, pressure will be the P1 and absolute temperature T1. So these are the corresponding variables such as P1, V1 and T1 at point 1. Okay. So later on what happens, as the piston moves from this BDC position to TDC position, the compression will take place, right? Compression will take place. That is nothing but, so from as the piston moves from bottom dead center to the top dead center, the volume decreases, right? Volume will decrease, right? And the pressure and the temperature will increase, right? From point number 1 to 2. From point number 1 to 2. Okay, what actually happens there? So the line 1 to 2 represents adiabatic compression of air, due to which P1, V1 and T1 changes to P2, V2 and T2 respectively. Okay. So at point number 1, what are the variables? P1, V1 and T1 were the variables, right? At point 1. As the compression takes place, right? As the compression takes place, so its pressure, volume and temperature changes because of this adiabatic compression process. So at point 2, so P1, V1, T1 changes to P2, V2 and T2. So at this point, the variables will be P2, V2 and T2, right? So here this work done is given by, because here from 1 to 2, so from 1 to 2, so work done for adiabatic compression, it is given by. Okay, so I will go to this work done equation here. Okay, now we can see here. So work done is given by, so from 1 to 2. So during the process 1 to 2, work done is given by P1 V1 minus P2 V2 divided by gamma minus 1. Okay, so this is the general equation for adiabatic compression process, right? Adiabatic compression process, P1 V1 minus P2 V2 divided by gamma minus 1. Okay, the same we can write, right? The same we can write in terms of, so I am taking this negative sign common, right? Common, and I am writing P2 V2 minus P1 V1 divided by gamma minus 1. So both the expressions are same. ये दोनों same ही है, right? The only thing is I have, in this equation I have taken negative sign as a common. Negative sign as a common. Okay. So the same with the expression, we can write it in terms of minus mr into T2 minus T1 divided by gamma minus 1. Okay. So this is the expression for work done during the process 1 to 2. During the process 1 to 2. During adiabatic compression process. Okay. Okay, let me minimize it a little bit. Okay. So next process is 2 to 3, right? One more thing here, during this adiabatic compression process. So here heat transfer during the process 1 to 2, that is 0, right? during the process, 1 to 2, right? Because it is a isentropic process. In isentropic process, there is no heat addition or there is no heat loss, heat rejection. As you can see, it is also adiabatic process. In adiabatic process, what we are doing, we are considering, there is no heat input nor heat output. Heat will not transfer, right, during adiabatic processes. So that's why the work done during the process Q122 is equal to 0. Okay. So next is line that is 2 to 3, right? So 2 to 3 here, as you can see, 2 to 3. 2 to 3 is a vertical line. You can see here. Is it visible, all of you? 2 to 3. 2 to 3 line 2 to 3. दिखाई दे रहा है ना? Is it visible or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. This line 2 to 3 represents, that is heat addition, right? Heat addition during a constant pressure. Heat addition during constant pressure. So we can write it as, okay. So we can say that the line 2 to 3 shows the supply of heat to the air at constant volume. As you can see here, this line is vertical, means the volume will remain constant. So at the x-axis, you can see there is volume on the PV diagram. On x-axis, it is volume, and V2 V2 is equal to V3 here. V2 is equal to V3, as you can see here. V2 is equal to V3, right? And similarly here, V1 is equal to V4. V1 is equal to V4, right? This part. So this V2 is nothing but the clearance volume, and that is equal to V3. That is equal to V3. So here, in this line, that is 2 to 3, in this line 2 to 3, heat, that is the supply of heat to the air is constant, at constant volume, so that here only there is a change in the pressure and temperature. No doubt the volume will remain constant. So at this point, at point number 2, the variables are P2 and V2. P2, V2 and T2. So these are the that are the variables which are at point 2. Which are those variables? P2 is there, then T2 is there, P2, V2 and T2. But whereas at point 3, again there will be 3 variables. Those are V3, T3 and P3, right? But here in this, because of this vertical line, because this is a constant volume line, this V2 is equal to V3. V2 is equal to V3, right? So here, since it is a constant volume, the temperature, this volume will remain constant. V2 is equal to V3, but P2 and T2 changes to P3 and T3, right? During this process of 2 to 3, this line represents, this line 2 to 3 represents, it is a constant volume process, so that P2 and T2 changes to P3 and T3. Okay. So here in this process, in this line 2 to 3, in this line 2 to 3, volume is constant. Just you keep it in your mind here in this, as you can see. Okay. Since since it is a constant volume process, there is no heat addition takes place, right? Since it is a constant volume process, so there is no since it is a constant volume process, there is no work done. Only heat addition takes place during this process 2 to 3. ये 2 to 3 process में क्या होता है? Heat addition होता है, right? How the heat is been added? So whatever the air fuel mixture we are taking in a petrol engine, so it is been compressed from 1 to 2. So when it reaches point 2, a spark plug will be there. That spark plug is going to initiate the spark. So as the spark is initiated, this heat is added to this point, this in between these two lines. Heat addition will take place at a constant volume, right? So that's why during this process, heat addition takes place. Heat addition takes place whereas work done will remain 0. There is no work done during the process 2 to 3. Okay, let me show you here at the bottom. You can see, okay, here line 2 to 3. What is this line 2 to 3? Line 2 to 3 shows the supply of heat to the air at constant volume, right? So here the supply of heat is taking place at constant volume, so that P2 and T2 changes to P3 and T3, right? And the volume remains constant. V3 is equal to V2. So since it is a constant volume process, work done during this process 2 to 3 will remain, it will be 0 during constant volume process. Okay, this will remain 0. Okay, but there is a heat addition, right? So as I told you, during the compression, at the end of the compression stroke, so the air fuel mixture has to be burnt there. So but there is heat addition takes place. So that heat addition is, equation for heat addition is given by Q 2 to 3 is equal to CV. CV is the specific heat at constant volume multiplied by T3 minus T2. Okay, this, so you hope you know this part for heat addition process. So this heat addition process, how the heat addition takes place? So heat addition takes place at constant volume. So that is CV. CV is the specific heat at constant volume multiplied by the temperature zone. So T2 will be there and T3 will be there. T2. So what is that heat addition? How the heat addition takes place? Heat addition takes place at the during the process or uh, during the line T, that is 2 to 3. So as you can, if you go through this PV diagram again, okay, now hope you can visualize this. 2 to 3, during the process 2 to 3, heat addition takes place. So how much heat is being added, right? So CV into bracket, CV into bracket. So T3 will be the highest temperature and T2 will be the lowest temperature in this PV diagram of line 2 to 3. T2 is the lowest temperature, right? As here also you can see on the TS diagram. So T3 is the highest temperature. T3 is the highest temperature and T2 is the lowest temperature during the process 2 to 3 here. Okay. So how you are going to write the expression for that? How you are going to write the expression? So Q2 to 3 is equal to CV into bracket T3 minus T2. T3 minus T2. Right? This is regarding line 2 to 3. Okay. Now coming to this line 3 to 4. Okay, line 3 to 4. Okay, you just remember this line, right? Fourth one, that is 3 to 4. It is a adiabatic expansion process and it is moving from left to right, on the PV diagram, right? But whereas 3 to 4, 3 to 4 on the TS diagram, it is vertical vertical line, 3 to 4 vertical line, right? Or we can say it is a constant entropy line, 3 to 4. So 3 to 4 is a constant entropy line and 1 to 2 is a constant entropy line on the TS diagram. Okay. Okay, we will now discuss this 3 to 4. 3 to 4, what is this? It is adiabatic expansion process. Now the expansion is taking place, right? So during expansion, what happens? Now we'll discuss this part. So this line 3 to 4 represents adiabatic expansion of air. So during which P3, V3, T3 changes to the final value P4, V4 and T4, right? P4, V4 and T4, right? These are the final values P4, V4 and T4. So here the volume V1 is equal to V4, right? On this PV diagram. So what actually happens here? So because of this expansion process, what happens? The volume will increase, as you can see here. Initially it is at 0.3. So at 0.3, what are the variables? P3, V3 and the T3, right? So during the adiabatic expansion process, the piston will start to move from top dead center to bottom dead center. The volume will increase. As the volume increase, pressure drops, right? The pressure will drop and at same time temperature will also drop, right? As you can see in the TS diagram. 3 to 4, right? There is a decrease in the temperature, right? There is decrease in the pressure, and there is a increase in the volume. There is a increase in the volume during this adiabatic expansion process. So for this, there is work done. There is work done, but there is no heat transfer during the process 3 to 4. So work done, how you are going to write the equation for work done? So it is given by work done during the process 3 to 4 is P3 V3 minus P4 V4 divided by gamma minus 1, right? So this is the general work done expression for the adiabatic expansion process. P3 V3 minus P4 V4 divided by gamma minus 1. Okay. Or you can write the same in terms of MR into T3 minus T4 divided by gamma minus 1. Okay. So this is the general expression for work done during the process 3 to 4, that is for adiabatic expansion. Since it is adiabatic expansion, there is no heat transfer takes place. So that's why during this process Q is 0 during the process 2 to 3. Sorry, 3 to 4. During the process 3 to 4, there is no heat transfer. That's why Q3 to 4 is equal to 0. Okay. So now coming to the last line. So that is 4 to 1. As you can see here, 4 to 1. So this is the 4 to 1, right? So at point 4, what are the variables now here? P4, V4 and T4. So at this point, right, 4. So 4 to 1 process. So similarly here also 4 to 1 process during this process on TS diagram also. So T4 is the temperature T4 and it is been reduced to T1, right? There is a drop in the temperature and at same time there is a drop in the pressure from P4 to P1. P4 to P1, there is a drop in the pressure, but whereas this volume will remain constant, as you can see here. This V1 is equal to V4, as you can see here. V1 is equal to V4, right? Again, it is a total volume coming to the point number 1. So at point number 1, it is having a full volume. So what are the things that are happening during the process 4 to 1? So the temperature from T4 to the temperature will reduce to T1. From T4 to T1, the temperature will reduce. And at same time, the pressure will reduce from P4 to P1. P4 to P1, the pressure will reduce here. And the temperature and this volume will remain constant, right? V4 is equal to V1. V4 is equal to V1, right? Okay. Now we'll discuss this part. So this line 4 to 1 shows rejection of heat by air at constant volume. So during this process, what happens actually in an engine? So whatever the this burnt gases are there during the expansion process, that has to be taken out, right? During this exhaust process. Exhaust process में क्या होता है? जो भी air fuel mixture रहता है, it has to be taken out from the exhaust valve. It has to be expelled out of the exhaust valve, right? So during this process, line 4 to 1 represents rejection of heat, right? Rejection of heat by air at constant volume till original state point 1 reaches, right? Then there is a decrease in the temperature from T4 to T1. Pressure also decreases from P4 to P1 and volume will remain constant, that is V4 is equal to V1. So during this process, work done is 0 because it is a constant volume process. Always remember, for constant volume process, work done is 0 and heat rejection during this process is given by CV into T4 minus T1. That right? That is Q4 to 1. So it is given by CV into T4 minus T1. So this is the expression for heat rejection. Heat rejection. Okay. So these are the processes how this PV diagram actually works. Simple process is that. Hope you have understood this. Any doubt here? Any doubt? Any doubt here? Kiran, Yasin, Sayed, Saib Gowda?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, now we'll move to this derivation part. We will move to this derivation part. So here again we are doing two derivation. One derivation is for thermal efficiency or air standard efficiency, and the second derivation is for that is mean effective pressure. Okay, now we will go through this derivation part. So this is the only derivation part here, that is for uh, expression for air standard efficiency. This is the expression for air standard efficiency. So here consider 1 kg of air or working substance. So whatever the air standard cycles are there, here the working substance is always air here. Just you remember this part. So whatever these cycles are there, the working medium is air. Hmm? So heat supplied during constant volume process, right? Heat supplied during constant volume. You just recall the PV diagram. Heat supply कहाँ पे होता है? From 2 to 3 process. So you can see here heat addition. So heat addition takes place during this process 2 to 3, and heat rejection takes place during the process 4 to 1, right? Heat, this is 2 to 3 represent heat addition, and 4 to 1 during this process heat rejection takes place. Okay, so we try to write the expression for this now. Okay, heat supplied at constant volume Qs is equal to Cv into T3 minus T2. Then heat rejected at constant volume, right? QR, it is QR, heat rejected is equal to Cv into bracket T4 minus T1. Okay, these two are the heat supplied and heat rejected at constant volume. These two are the expressions. Then work done is equal to heat supplied minus heat rejected, right? Work done is given by heat supplied minus heat rejected, that is Qs minus Qr. So you just substitute the values here. This is the expression for work done. Work done is equal to Cv into bracket. Work done is equal to Cv into bracket. What is that? T3 minus T2 minus Cv into bracket T4 minus T1. So this is the expression for work done. But according to the air standard cycle or air standard efficiency, efficiency is given by work done divided by this heat supplied. Work done divided by heat supplied. So this is the expression for work done, Cv into bracket T3 minus T2 minus Cv into T4 minus T1, right? Divided by Cv into T3 minus T2. So this is the expression. You just substitute the values here, right? Now you simplify this. Take this Cv as a common here. Take Cv as a common here. Then it will become T3 minus T2 minus T4 minus T1 divided by Cv into T3 minus T2. Or it is just like A minus B. Cv into A. This Cv get cancelled here. Denominator and numerator part. Cv get cancelled here. So the remaining expression we are getting as T3 minus T2 minus T4 minus T1 divided by T3 minus T2. Okay, again, if you simplify this, you will get 1 minus T4 minus T1 divided by T3 minus T2. So this is the general expression for this air standard efficiency, right? But here what we are doing, we are replacing this T2, right? We are replacing this T2 and T3, right? Okay, I will just tell you how to replace those values. Okay, so here in case of this Otto cycle, right, in case of this Otto cycle, the compression ratio RC is equal to V1 by V2, right? This we call it as compression ratio. No doubt we have discussed this in previous classes also, this compression ratio. So how you are going to define compression ratio? It is V1 by V2. V1 is the clearance volume, total volume divided by clearance volume, right? So this is nothing but the compression ratio, right? So this is the compression ratio, right? RC, right? And there is one more is there, that is expansion ratio, right? RE, right? This is given by V4 by V3, V4 by V3. But since it is a Otto cycle, this V1, V4 and V2 and V3 will remain same here, right? So either you take V1 by V2 or V4 by V3, the value will remain same in case of this Otto cycle. As you can see here, this is nothing but R, right? R is what? V1 by V2 or V4 by V3. Here expansion and compression processes are same here, right? Okay. Now, this with the help of this expression, that is T2 by T1 is equal to V1 divided by V2 into raised to gamma minus 1. So this is one expression from we are getting this from your BTD part, right? BTD may for different processes, what are the expressions, right? So that expression I am holding here, right? T2 by T1 is equal to V1 by V2 raised to gamma minus 1, right? So from this expression, I am going to write the expression for T2. So T2 is equal to T1 into bracket R raised to gamma minus 1, because R is nothing but V1 by V2, right? This is the compression ratio, right? That is nothing but R. Okay. Then similarly for T4 by T3 by T4 is equal to V4 by V3 into gamma minus 1. So from this expression, I am finding the value of T3. So T3 is equal to T4 into bracket R raised to gamma minus 1. Because here it is R, V4 by V3 is R, compression ratio, as you can see here, this part. This is the compression ratio. Okay. Now substitute this 2 and 3. Substitute the value of T2 and T3 in expression number 1, right? So you will get air standard efficiency is equal to 1 minus T4 minus T1 divided by T3. This is T3. T4 into bracket R raised to gamma minus 1 minus T2. What is T2? T1 into bracket R raised to gamma minus 1. Okay. So you since gamma minus 1 is common at the denominator part, so take this as gamma minus 1 common here, and you can write a T4 minus T1. It is same, you can see here. The numerator part is also having a gamma, that is T1 minus T4, sorry, T4 minus T1, and the denominator part is also having T4 minus T1. So these two terms get cancelled here. So the final expression will be, so air standard efficiency is equal to 1 minus 1 divided by gamma minus 1, right? So this is the expression for air standard efficiency of Otto cycle. Air standard efficiency of Otto cycle. Yes. Is any doubt you are having, you can ask me. Any doubt is clear? No doubt. I have already have given the link. Already मैंने PDF हैंड निटन नोट्स का PDF मैंने ग्रुप में डाल दिया हूँ. In all of
Yes, sir.
Here. So already I have given the handwritten notes. Whatever the notes you are seeing here only, the same has been updated yesterday in your group. So please all of you go through that two derivations, right? Air standard efficiency as well as this mean effective pressure. Mean effective pressure. This is the expression for mean effective pressure. Shall we discuss this today, or shall we? So hardly last 3 minutes time is there. ಮೂರೇ ನಿಮಿಷ ಐತಪ್ಪ, ಇದು ಮುಗಿಯೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾಳೆಗೆ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡೋಣಂತ. ಸೊ tomorrow we'll discuss this mean effective pressure of Otto cycle, right? So no
Okay, sir.
it is very simple also. So tomorrow we'll discuss, and we will ಏನಾರ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳ್ರಿ. If you have any doubts here in this, see, for all the cycles you have to derive an expression for air standard efficiency, and you have to derive an expression for mean effective pressure. You ಎರಡು डेरिवेशन ಎಲ್ಲ साइकिल्स का दौरे, हर एक साइकिल को ये दो डेरिवेशन है. कौन सा फर्स्ट वन कौन सा आता है? एयर स्टैंडर्ड एफिशिएंसी का इक्वेशन डिराइव करना है, और उसके साथ साथ मीन इफेक्टिव प्रेशर का एक एक्सप्रेशन डिराइव करना है. उसके बाद में न्यूमेरिकल स्टार्ट हो जाते हैं. एज यू कैन सी, न्यूमेरिकल्स विल बी देयर. Numeric. So this is the expression. So I tried to solve 3 or 4 numericals. All those numericals are from your previous question papers. ये जो सारे जो है this numericals, what you are seeing, 5 to 6 numericals are there, right? Those all numericals are from your previous question papers. So please work on this. See, for this subject work is must. बिना होमवर्क ये सब्जेक्ट पास नहीं हो सकते. लेट मी रिमाइंड यू, रिकॉल यू, the subject is bit difficult. From your side also work is required, especially your practice is required. So you have to practice daily. रोज का रोज थोड़ा अपडेट कर लेना है आप लोगों को, right? Bit difficult, the subject is bit difficult, but please practice. If you practice, then the things will be easy for you. Okay. ಏನಾದ್ರು ಡೌಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳ್ರಿ. डिस्कस माउंट नंतर. क्या तो डाउट है तो पूछो. इफ यू फाइंड एनी डिफिकल्ट यू कैन कॉल मी एनी टाइम. हाँ, शाम में अगर कुछ देखो, एक बार गो थ्रू दिस डेरिवेशंस. इफ यू फाइंड एनी डिफिकल्टी यू कैन कॉल मी. I try to find your solution over there. Okay, thank you all of you for attending the class. Okay, I'm going to stop the class now. Okay, thank you for attending.